Hello guys and welcome back again to the TechTech YouTube channel. Recently we had a chance to try out a couple of different graphics card models from the AMD's R7 370 series, two of which we kept for ourselves for a bit longer so we can compare the performance difference between the 4GB and the reference 2GB version. This is a topic which I've mentioned a few videos ago, and I think it will be interesting for all those potential buyers who are scratching their heads and cannot decide whether they should spend a couple of dollars more for the 4GB version over the 2GB version of the R7 370 graphics card. If you've been watching our videos on the R7 370, you'll know that generally speaking in terms of the raw performance, this series is meant for 1080p gaming, so based on that we didn't went about that resolution in our comparisons. In this case our GPU volunteers here were the MSI's R7 370 Armor 2X 2GB edition and the also MSI's R7 370 Gaming 4G 4GB edition. To make the fight even and comparable before all, we dropped down the R7 370 gaming model from its gaming profile and 1030 MHz of GPU clock speed to 1020 MHz, so it has the same GPU clock speed as the MSI R7 370 Armor 2X model. Since this is all there is to it setup wise, let's continue on with the benchmarks, but before we start showing you the test results, here's a list of the components used in our configuration. Upon checking out the results, we can with clear conscience say that there isn't that much difference between the 2GB and the 4GB version of the R7 370. Yes, you'll see an FPS or two higher in some games than in 3D Mark FIRESTRIKE Ultra benchmark, but when you draw the line, the advantage of the 4GB over the 2GB version is far from being groundbreaking. As we said in the beginning of the video, since this card is aimed towards 1080p gaming, we didn't saw that much difference between 2GB and 4GB versions, since 1080p resolution is more than happy with 2GB of video memory in majority of cases, so it doesn't bottleneck the overall performance of the card. Although you would probably see a bit bigger difference in, for example, 1440p resolution comparison, those numbers basically don't matter since the general FPS count would be just too low to be relevant and considered as playable. Of course, this doesn't mean that you should right away buy the 2GB over the 4GB version of the R7 370, especially since you can occasionally come across on some really good deals for the 4GB model, which in that case makes its purchase a no-brainer, but if you're counting every penny of the budget, just go with the 2GB reference model, as you will not miss that much or at all. From this point on, given these informations, everything is basically up to you when making a final purchasing decision. That's it guys for this time. This was a pretty short but I think very informative video. Thank you once again for watching and feel free to smash that thumbs up button. I hope this somewhat solved your doubts. If not, tell me why or leave a comment down below if you have any questions in regards of this topic. Also feel free to tell me if you would like to see me do this kind of comparisons more often. Maybe for example a two-way crossfire of R7 370 4GB version of graphics cards versus R9 390. Of course, if you would like to see more content like this, you can subscribe to our TechTech YouTube channel, or for now you can just go on and check out our other videos from before.